Hey everybody, it's Danny here, and today I'm going to be talking about pressure control switches. Right now I have two in my hand. In my left hand I have a low pressure switch, and in my right I have a dual pressure switch. So I'm going to talk about the low pressure switch first. This little guy can be found on small condensing units, and its purpose is it has three purposes to be exact. One, it can be used as a temperature control. Two, it can be used as a safety switch, and whenever the system is low on refrigerant, this cuts out the compressor. And the last but not least function of this low pressure switch is it can be used as a pump down system. So whenever you have a solenoid valve, the thermostat cuts off the solenoid valve, and the solenoid valve does its work. Suction side goes down, down, usually to around 5 psi, and then the low pressure switch cuts off the system. So, three reasons for this low pressure switch, and usually you see that whenever this is used as a temperature control, it's usually used on small walk-in boxes, or whenever you have a condensing unit that is far away from the evaporator coil. These work like a charm, and you don't have to really wire up the evaporator coil or anything from the evaporator side to the condensing unit. You can just do it remotely, and it just saves you tons of wire. So that's the low pressure switch. Now we go on to the dual pressure switch. This can also be used, it's also known as a high and low pressure switch. As you guys can see, the reason is because there's a low side here, and then there's also a high side. This is the same as this, however it has an extra component. It has the high side. This is used as a safety switch. This can be used as a safety switch also, and it can be used as a safety switch and a pump down. It can also be used as a pump down. The reason why this is much more safer, and this can replace this, and I strongly suggest that every time you do use this, just the pressure switch, use this. Hook up both sides, as it's much more safer, and your system will work for a longer time, just because whatever happens, if there's ever an emergency, if something fails, this will cut out your system much faster than the low pressure switch, just because this switch is connected to the high side and the low side of your system. One thing I want to show you guys is this little reset button here. This usually pops if this is connected to a water-cooled condensing unit and someone shuts off the water while the water-cooled system is running. This is just a safety, and this pops out and the electrical is shut off to your condensing unit. So if you ever have a water-cooled system and someone turned off the water by accident and your system stops working, just go ahead, turn on the water again, and push this little button in. Push this button in, and everything should be good to go. This button also pops when you have a broken condenser fan motor. Now, obviously, it only pops if you do set the high pressure switch over here accordingly. It's very important that you do set this high pressure switch to the correct setting. I will save that for another video, but yeah, it's very important. So once again, this is Danny. Hopefully you learned a little bit about pressure controls, and I will see you guys next time.